Hey Aquariuses, happy birthday and welcome to February 2019. I hope you guys are doing well and I hope you guys survived that lunar eclipse. That lunar eclipse that just happened about a week or two ago was in Aquarius. So what a lunar eclipse does, it comes in and it pushes out what is no longer serving us anymore. And because it was it was the new moon in Aquarius and the full moon in Leo, so the full moon in Leo is all about releasing things in a very dramatic way, kind of just releasing our ego, releasing our pride, and doing things for the collective good. That Aquarius energy, which is all about humanitarianism, which is all about innovativeness. So if you had any new ideas that came out during that lunar eclipse, this is the time really to initiate it because Aquarians are in the spotlight right now. So it's going to be a good month. It's definitely going to be a good month. Let's see what the cards are saying. So this is for Aquarius's Sun, Moon, Rising / Ascendant for February 2019. What do Aquarians need to know for their birthday month? Okay, so as you can see, we have a whole spill of cards. Face down is what you haven't acknowledged yet, something that you haven't brought to terms, you haven't brought to the conscious level. Face up is what you consciously know, but you kind of push it down subconsciously. Okay, so let's see what story is being told here. Okay, we have your soulmate involved, which is great. Wow, okay, we're gonna have to make a whole story about this. So this is what you have not faced yet, Aquarius. This is what you haven't owned. Your alone time is what is needed. That solitude, as much as we live in a society where we kind of, you're alone, you're single, you're doing the solitude thing. People are like, what? But in Aquarius, you guys are really able to take your alone time and cultivate that into something really positive. Aquarians actually need solitude in a world where it's all about coupling up, right? Where it's like, oh my God, you're going shopping alone. Aquarius is that free spirit where they can kind of go out into their own world and not be ashamed and not feel like, oh my God, I'm alone. It's very opposite of the Libra energy. So your alone time, Aquarius, is giving you that knowledge and that awareness that it's time for you to take a leap of faith. It's time for you to take some sort of risky action when it comes to your soulmate, when it comes to that twin flame loving energy. And as I always mention, a soulmate is not just a sexual relationship. Soulmate could absolutely be platonic. It could be a parent, it could be a pet, it could be a best friend, it could be a situation. To have a soulmate relationship with a scenario in your life or a situation in your life, that's what I believe. Okay, so this alone time is allowing you, giving you the strength and the inner knowledge to recognize that when it comes to your soulmate, you need to take some sort of risky action, some sort of leap of faith in order to feel like the entire family is content and everybody has their emotional alignment taken care of. Everybody's emotionally aligned, because so far you've been feeling very powerless when it comes to this idea of a happy family with your soulmate. Feeling very powerless to the situation, not wanting to ruffle any feathers, not wanting to take a big step forward because you don't know what that's going to entail. You don't know what that's going to bring you. So you're feeling very bound, feeling very constricted. There's also a level of deception as well, thinking that, if you were to kind of free yourself and take a leap of faith when it comes to your soulmate relationship, feeling like you're going to be deceived in some way, feeling like you're going to be taken from. And that message of deception is the reason why you're holding on to a certain energy so tightly. So although with your alone time, you want to take some sort of leap of faith, some sort of risky action, there's still a fear of deception that if you were to take this message as a sign to move on and to take that leap of faith, you're going to be losing out on what you already know. It's kind of like the devil you already know. So instead, you're kind of seeing all these opportunities pass you right by because it's like, well, Aquarius is a fixed sign, so it is hard for you guys. And I'm speaking from personal experience as a moon in Aquarius. It definitely is hard for us to take that leap of faith, to let go of what we already know, because we have that fixed energy that can be kind of stubborn and immovable. Okay, so that fixed energy is translating into greed, into power greeding, feeling like you need to just, take your time, where it's not that bad, so I'm not going to take that leap of faith. It's not that bad where I'm at, so I'm not going to take that risk. I'm just going to kind of stay where I'm at, focused on my work, focus on what I've accomplished so far, and just keep thinking about moving on. Because when you think about moving on, it starts to affect your reputation. Okay, well, how would people perceive that? Would I lose my positive reputation? Would I lose how people are viewing me in a positive way? And would you still be able to emotionally give and physically give to those you care about? So what you haven't acknowledged, Aquarius, is your alone time is what is needed in order to recognize that you need to take a leap of faith when it comes to your soulmate, when it comes to your idea of a happy family, because as it stands right now, your power is being taken from you. You know it and you think it. Your power is being taken from you, but you're worried that if you were to take that leap of faith and to take it as a sign, to take your powerlessness and your intuitive identity and knowing, okay, somebody is taking from me, if you were to use that as a sign to move on, you feel like you're going to be losing out on what you already know, although you know that you're losing opportunities by just holding back. So holding back is being translated into a sense of power hoarding, a sense of greed, and a sense of moderation where it's almost like you're patiently waiting for the ball to drop. So you're like, I'm just going to focus on work. I'm going to keep thinking that I need to move on and take a leap of faith. But me thinking that I need to move on and take that leap of faith is affecting my reputation, how people are viewing me, and how much I feel I'm able to give emotionally and physically to those I care about. Okay, so that's what you haven't acknowledged, what you haven't faced. And now the cards are like, no, Aquarius, you gotta look this dead in the eye and recognize this story of your life right now. What you have faced, Aquarius, is okay. What you have faced is that you are now at a point now where you want to invest back your power. So subconsciously, you know that you've gained a lot, you've worked hard, and now it's like, how can I invest that back into me? Because as it stands right now, you're completely overburdened with responsibilities. You're doing everything right now. You're working hard, you're trying to focus on your emotional energy as well. So not only just your physical energy out, also your emotional energy. You're trying to just find that sweet spot, that sweet balance between feeling content enough, feeling happy enough where you can invest back into yourself and create a positive shift, especially when it comes to this female air sign. Whether that this is you because you are an air sign, or it's somebody that you care about, somebody that you know about, that you really just want to take your energy with them and invest back in a positive way, okay? So that is what your subconscious wants you to know. And when I say female air sign, that's Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, somebody who's very strict with their beliefs. They've been doing it on their own for a long time. So it's something you admire about them, is that they're able to kind of take their independence in a positive way and move forward. But your relationship with them has sort of become very tumultuous. It's coming on the rocks, and it's because this person's head is constantly in the clouds and they're acting as a mirror to what you feel inside yourself that you don't want to be like. Because as an Aquarius, you guys are an air sign, so naturally your thoughts are constantly going a mile a minute. But this air sign is able to take their thoughts and translate that into action, which is something that you haven't been able to attain yet because of this soulmate relationship, because of this idea of a happy family. So this air sign is just showing you what you can't accomplish, and that's why you're getting your feathers rustled, your feathers ruffled with them, because they're just showing you what you want, and it's frustrating. Okay, so now let's get started on your actual reading, on what you have to expect this February 2019. Okay, so your February 2019 Aquarius is going to be all about support and your responsibilities, whether you're feeling supported, whether you feel lack of support, lack of appreciation, just a lack of acknowledgement for what you've already accomplished. The obstacle and the aid to this energy, Aquarius, is a young air sign. So somebody who really has their head in the clouds. It's probably this same energy. Somebody who really has their head in the clouds, really fancy free. It's almost like nothing bothers them. And that's what's bothering you, because you wish that things would bother them a little bit more. They're so fancy free and they're so just woo-hoo. And it's really reminding you of your inner child, who you used to be before the world kind of said, no, Aquarius, that's too innovative. That's too future forward. That's too in the future. You need to stay present. You need to realize what you have right now. And that is something that an Aquarius will always struggle with, because an Aquarian is all about hopes, dreams, wishes, and they're able to see the future trajectory of different things and different paths. And that's what's so frustrating, because they already see, they're forward thinking. You guys are forward thinking, and you're living in a time where people are all about the here and now. So it can be very, very frustrating, where you can see how things are heading out. You're a visionary, you see things in the future, but people are like, no, bring it back. It's very frustrating, especially when it comes to an Aquarius rising. Like an Aquarius rising, they're able to kind of take their personal style and say, they're very innovative when it comes to their appearance. And people are like, no, that's too crazy. That's too wacky. Look normal. And it's very frustrating, because an Aquarius needs to feel unique, needs to feel special and different. So the support that you're gaining right now is not the support that you want. This other air sign is saying, no, Aquarius, your support system, how you're feeling right now about the responsibilities you have, they're saying, that's not right. It's not rooted. It's not realistic. That's something I hear all the time. It's like, realistic, you create your own reality. So something realistic is just what you've decided is your reality. Anything is realistic when you think of it like that. So this young air sign is the obstacle to your support system and how supported you feel, and how that support is then translated into the support that you spread out. But it's also the aid, because you need to look at this air sign and say, yeah, you know what, that's how you do it. But my support and how I feel appreciation and how I give appreciation is completely different than this young air sign, whether that be your inner child or whether that be an actual person, right? So subconsciously, you have a Virgo type energy. So this is an earth sign female, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. This person is that one that says, get rooted, get grounded, because they're so grounded. It's their natural energy. A lot of the times, I find that it's easiest for me to just use someone's basic sun sign to be like, okay, they wouldn't understand. I deal with a lot of fire signs, and I'm like, you don't think like me. You're impulsive. I'm more logical, like, no offense, but I like to think through my actions before I do them. Whereas an earth sign is just so rooted in the tangible world that they're not dreamers. So it's like going to a dreamer, and you know what I mean? Like having a dream and going to someone who's just so far from it, it can be very, very frustrating. And subconsciously, you're living a lot of your life trying to prove to this earth sign that your dreams can be realistic, that being a dreamer is enough to live a happy and fulfilled life. But this earth sign says, no, it's not realistic. Come back down to earth. And it goes completely against who you are as a person, who you are emotionally, who you are energetically. And it really comes down to you just trying to prove to this earth sign that you're worthy, right? And because of that, you're thinking that maybe you need to move on emotionally, because they're just not supporting you emotionally in the way that they don't understand you. And it can be very frustrating to live your entire life trying to explain who you are to people, especially when they refuse to budge at all, to see your point of view. So they expect you to make all these liberties for them and make all these changes for them, but they don't make any liberties for you because your ideas are not realistic, and they're so in the tangible world that it seems that they're right? But this is the age of Aquarius, where ideas are the new, critical thinking. I was just watching this documentary, Killer Mike, trigger warning, and he was telling kids, the world doesn't need any critical thinkers. The world needs more earth type energy. We need more people who are doing the trades. We don't need any more thinkers. And for me, I'm just sitting there being like, no, don't tell that child that he can't be a president if he wants to. Like, I understand that, yeah, we live in a world now where tangible things and the trades, things like that are very beneficial, but don't tell a kid that he can't be a dreamer. Like, for me, I'm like, oh my God. And that's really, really representative of the Aquarius versus the earth energy, where the Aquarius is like, I can be anything I want. I'm a dreamer. I'm a visionary. I have all these dreams and goals for our future. And the earth sign is like, no, pump the brakes. That's not realistic. get grounded, get real, you know, stop thinking like a dreamer, make money. And it's just it's so counterproductive to an Aquarius energy that is all about, we need Aquarian dreamers. So your positivity and your optimism is a reason why you need more support in your life, because you're like, listen, I've been optimistic and I've been very positive for so long. And now I'm thinking that I need to emotionally move on, because subconsciously you're ruining my ideas of support. You're ruining what I need to feel supported. Okay. Saying that to the earth sign. So you right now, this is how people are viewing you. They're seeing you as somebody who's just trying to find your balance. As mentioned before, you're really trying to find that sweet spot between your emotional happiness and your physical happiness, because they are different, right? Like you can feel emotionally content, but then when you go to work, you don't feel like the work you're doing is on par with your emotional energy and your emotional happiness. So this is how your family and friends are seeing you, just as somebody who's just trying to find your balance, trying to find your sweet spot, and just trying to rectify any imbalances that have previously been at play. So you'll find that your birthday is really that time you're trying to find your balance, right? And that lunar eclipse would have really pushed that energy to the spotlight and showed your family and friends like, hey, Aquarius is not, you know, they're not playing anymore. They're trying to really balance themselves out. They're trying to find each area of their life being brought to a manageable energy, because it just hasn't been working for a very long time. And your family and friends are competing with you. It may not feel like it, but they are very much concerned that your energy is not meshing with theirs. So they're going into survival mode. They're going into attack mode as well, because they're like, Aquarius is so much of a free thinker, so much of a free spirit, and your family and friends, they're threatened by that because they don't want to lose you. That's really what it comes down to. They don't want to lose you, and they see that you don't necessarily need them. And that's the society that we truly live in, where we feel like we want to be needed, right? We want to feel loved. We want to feel unconditional love and feel that need. And because you're coming in saying, hey, listen, you know, I'm feeling emotionally content right now, and I really just want my work to reflect that. So I don't really need you right now. And so they're in survival mode, where they're really just trying to pull you down and say, no, that's too much freedom. That's too much of a change. That's too much of a risk. Don't do it, because it threatens their sense of security. So push their opinions aside. You know, you can hear them out. That's great. But at the end of the day, you need to take the risks and do the actions that make you feel content, that make you feel positive and optimistic. And eventually they will line up to you, but it will be an awkward transition. Hope and fear, Aquarius, is that if you were to make a change, you're going to be left out in the cold. You're going to be broke, destitute. You're going to be somebody else's burden, and you're going to lose that independence, right? So as much as you are in relationships, you still have a level of independence and solitude within those relationships. And you may feel like you need your family and friends, and you need that support. But at the end of the day, the support comes from within. If you feel content with yourself, if you feel like you support yourself 100%, then it won't matter what your family and friends think. And although you do kind of hope for this a little bit, you also do fear it, because realistically, you should have some fears when it comes to changes, right? Everybody's afraid to change. And like I mentioned, as a fixed sign, it is hard for you to make changes because of this fear, okay? But you do hope for it. You do kind of want to just be left alone and like, you know what, if I am poor and broke, whatever, you know, at least I'm doing me, and at least I'm honoring my individuality. So the outcome, Aquarius, for your February 2019 is you're going to keep thinking that emotionally you need to move on, because the support that you're receiving is not the support that you need. So you're like, you know what, I'm just going to move on emotionally. I'm going to do my own thing. And what that brings in is some new feelings as well, new emotions when it comes to your support, new feelings when it comes to what you need to feel supported and what you need to feel whole. And that brings in a new energy, new young earth sign being at the forefront. So keep thinking that you emotionally need to move on, and you'll have new feelings when it comes to this young earth sign. Okay, so Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, you're going to be able to support them in a more positive, in a more beneficial way, because you're going to realize that the support that you received from this earth sign was not conducive with who you were. So you're like, you know what? I need to emotionally move on from this support system, and I need to just support myself. You'll get new feelings about what support means to you, and therefore you'll be able to show this earth sign, this young earth sign, a new way, a new positive way, when it comes to what support means to them, which is good, because it will then show this earth sign that's in your subconscious exactly what you need, because we show people what we need, right? We show people how to treat us as well. And this earth sign needs to be shown it. You can't talk to them about it anymore. They need to show it, and you will show them how you want to be supported and loved, by you emotionally moving on, you emotionally changing your feelings and the way you feel about it, and therefore showing a younger earth sign how you need to be supported. And by showing that younger earth sign, you are in turn showing this older female earth sign, and then you'll start to see the shift. Okay, by next month, March, going into the spring, you will start to see a shift in your support system, and whether or not that support system is giving you what you need. Okay, love you, Aquariuses, so much. Yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. As always, if you want a personalized reading, send me an email. My email address is below. I use astrology and numerology in all of my readings, so we can figure out what's going on. Possibly need a relationship reading with this air sign and with this earth sign, to figure out the karmic reason why they're not able to show you the support that you've been vocalizing for so many years, saying, this is how I need to be supported. This is my love language. We can figure out the karmic reason why this earth sign does not seem to get it. Okay. Love you, Aquarius, so much. And I will see you in March. Bye guys, and happy birthday.